Hi fellas, nice back here again with another inbox review, and today we're going to be looking at the Do 335A PEFIL and the Kubelwagen. So this is a 2-in-1 box, so you get the aircraft, the Kubelwagen and the figures themselves, so a pilot and some ground crew. Now this kit it's about £40. Okay, so you get a lot in the box for that, and we being Tamiya, you know it's going to go together well. So what we're going to have a look at, I'll look at the instructions and the plastic. So where we're going to do this, I'll do all the instructions, and then we'll do the Kubelwagen as it's smaller, and then I'll move on to the actual aircraft. So starting with Tamiya's instructions. You know, the Tamiya instructions, you get a really big bit of spiel in English and a couple of other languages about the aircraft. And then it's the fold out type. Okay, so you can see straight away we've got the colour call outs all in Tamiya with the numbers and the names, and then we move on to actual building the aircraft. So we start with the cockpit. We're putting the pilot in and the seats and all that sort of stuff. Okay, before we move on to the instrument panel, painting call outs for the pilot, the cockpit, and the long I'll say that's the center section where everything else is going to attach to, which you can see on the next one, number 3. So we've got putting the what looks like the front is that front nod, so that's the main, looks like part on the main bay or the bomb bay or something like that. We have the wing spar. We then move on to a 500 kilogram bomb, which then goes into the aircraft and the nose wheel bay. We then move on to the fuselage. Okay, so we've got the fuselage, and I'm just trying to see what that part is. It's the rear radiator, which you can see there going into the aircraft. Before then we join everything together and put in the weight in, so remember to put the weight in. We've then got the front radiator and the radiator ring, the engine ring. We have the spine of the aircraft then going on, and the cannons and the front part of the nose going on, before we then move on to joining the wings together. The wings then go into the aircraft with the tailplanes, the engine ring. We then start building the undercarriage. Okay, so we've got main undercarriage and then the nose undercarriage, which you can see there going on the aircraft with the actuators for the undercarriage doors. Move on to putting the bomb bay together, the wheel well doors, some more intakes on the aircraft before we move on to the 2 propellers, so the front propeller and the rear propeller, and then adding all that and the canopies to the actual aircraft. We then move on to the colour call outs, or the markings. So we've got A, B and C. So A, okay, so the different ones, the different not wings as such, but different, you know, the 3 different aircraft. Okay, all with the German splinter type camo. All right, we also get with that another pull out sheet, so just bear with me. Okay, so there you are, you've got another pull out sheet, and I do believe that this is generally the size of the actual aircraft. Okay, so this is to oh no, it says this is reduced drawing. Okay, use copy machine to enlarge to 105%. So you can copy, they give you this to copy so you can get all the right markings on there. Okay, with all the different colours. So that's the aircraft. We'll move on to the Kubelwagen. Okay, so I thought I got the Kubelwagen one out. There it is. Okay, so there's the painting guide. Okay, for the pilots, and the little Kubelwagen car, the staff car. Okay, and then we move on to the actual car itself. So there you are. Okay, we start with the chassis and putting on the rear. Was that the rear? Yeah, the rear part of it. Sorry. Okay, you see there, and the front torsion bars, I believe they are, and then the sides of the car, bonnet, adding the wheels, headlights, and then doors and what have you, and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just fold that up. We then move on to the aircraft. Okay, so we have, starting off, we've got the wing section. As you can see, they're actually quite chunky wings, these. So it's a decent sized aircraft. Normal Tamiya plastic, okay, really sharply molded, as you can see, but no rivet detail where it really should be. Okay, but again, it's Tamiya, it's what they do. And you can see we've got some parts for the undercarriage on there as well. Again, really crisply molded, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, and we've got some nice detail though in the actual main undercarriage bay. Next one, another small part sprue. Okay, so we've got tail planes, wheels, a bomb, a pilot figure. Okay, it doesn't look too bad, and the exhaust for one of the engines. Okay, so you can just see that. Again, really nice crisp detail all round. You get two of those parts, so I'll just put those to one side. Next, moving on to the propellers. So the two different types of props. One's front, which is that one. One's rear, which is that one. And then you've got the engine rings either open or closed. The cooling vents open or closed. Okay. Again, with some odds and sods all over there. And we move on to the cockpit. There we are, you can see the decent detail in there. The main undercarriage legs, main undercarriage doors. Okay, so the central spar for the wings, again, some really nice detail on there. We have the cockpit instrument panel. Again, nice detail. That rear radiator and the actual seat just there. Okay, so some really nice touches, some raised rivet detail in places. We have the undercarriage bay there as well, the main one, and you can see again it's got some nice raised detail in there, and under the bomb bay as well. Okay, and then last grade plastic sprue of this one, we have the fuselage and the spine. So you can see it's going to be, you know, a decent sized aeroplane once it's finished. Main fuselage, again, some nice panel lines, the cannons, the spine there, and then there is very little detail actually in the cockpit. okay, there and there. And then we've got the Bombay doors. So they mould it actually closed, so you have to cut that open to be able to fit it. And unfortunately, look, you can see the injection pin marks there, and in the wheel bay doors just there as well. So those are going to have to be dealt with. On to the clear plastic. Okay. I'm trying to get rid of these staples so they don't scratch me canopy. So just 2 minutes, there we are. Okay. Put that over there, and there you've got the canopy. Okay. So crystal clear as always with Tamiya. You also get a weight, so that's the weight in there. I'm not going to take it out, just a bit of metal for making sure it's not a tail sitter. And then we have the, where's my nice there. We've actually got the markings. So you can see the markings just there. The seat belts. Okay, so these particular markings were originally printed in 2000, not this set. Okay, but this kit's been around a good while. Okay, so there should be nothing wrong with these at all. Only thing, as we normal with Tamiya decals, rather thick. Okay, but yeah, other than that, very, very nice. Next up, we'll move on to the Kubelwagen. This should be quick. There's only 2 sprues. So you can see we have the main chassis, the back of the car. We have the side panels. Okay, I don't know whether that's a tarp or whether it's the actual. Let's have a look, see if we can see it. It's the actual canopy. Okay, that's the handbrake. Okay, just moving around, a spade, steering wheel, nice detail on the actual wheels themselves. And then we have our 2 figures. Okay, so the pilot figure with his parachute, the 2 fellas' heads. Okay, the exhaust, the rear of the car, and the bonnet. And I'm not going to get those out, but there's the little bit of the actual markings for that. So there we are. There's the Tamiya Do 333A and Kubelwagen. Really, really nice kit. One that I'm actually really looking forward to building, because it should just go together absolutely beautifully. I can't envision having any problems with this at all. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.